So, screen time's been bothering you. I understand. I used to spend multiple hours on screen time every single day for pretty much my entire life. When I was a teenager, I was so consumed in video games like Fortnite and Minecraft and playing with my video game friends that I never tried to improve myself. I never really thought about it, you know? Look, screen time in itself is exactly that. It's screen time, right? It's time you spend on a screen. But let's define what's the difference between screen time you want and screen time you don't want. So let's talk about screen time you don't want. Screen time you don't want is screen time that's wasted. I feel like that's pretty obvious. Screen time you want is screen time that you feel is productive towards your life. The whole reason I started this, honestly, is because I feel like it's just taken so much away from me, you know? Like, not like that cringe, like, oh, you spend 20 hours on. It's like, look, like, we spend what, like, 1/3 of our lives, like, sleeping, doing nothing. So, like, you can make the argument that, like, you shouldn't sleep. It's just a stupid argument, right? Everyone wastes time. It's inevitable. It's more like I've started to care about it so much more because of the life path that I want to be on. And, like, I want to be the best version of myself. And it's just unacceptable. Like, I will not stand for fucking being addicted to video games anymore. I will not stand for fucking watching porn anymore. Like, I just don't want to fucking do it. Like, I want to become the best version of myself. Like, that's it. Period. Like, that's it, you know? So, that's why I started this, you know? That's why I started this YouTube channel. That's why I'm talking about it. I love talking about it. It's super fun, and I love learning about it, and I love reducing it. You know, I've already learned some things that, like, some kind of cringe things, but things that work for me personally that I already reduced my screen time by, like, at least 30%. Yeah, 30%. Yeah, which is awesome, right? I have an iOS, so I spent $4 on an app that allows me to add extensions, because on Android you can just add extensions for free. I'm getting an Android when I grow up. Yeah. But on Android, if you have an Android, you should look into that. Add extensions so you have to download Firefox, and you have to search up extensions for, like, YouTube and Instagram, whatever you use. And you know how, like, you have unblock on your Chrome? It's basically just that, but on your phone, right? And I didn't know that, and I searched it up, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, like, of course my screen time is gonna be reduced. Like, it worked on my laptop, so of course it's gonna work on my phone. Like, fucking obviously. Like, no shit. Like, 30, even if it was less than 30% reduction in screen time, like, $4 for that, it's super fucking worth it. Like, I think so. But yeah, you guys can go search that. Just search up, like, screen time reduction extension iOS if you have an Apple. And so the one condition, unfortunately, is I have to delete YouTube because it only works on Safari, right? Because it's an extension. So if you know for a fact you're just gonna re-download YouTube, then don't even be bothered. But if you know, like, you're the type of person that, like, extensions actually work for, go for it. But yeah, that's one of the things recently that I've learned. Also, one thing I've also learned. Oh, by the way, I hope you guys can hear me well, because I'm just gonna upload this video whether the audio is good or bad. One other thing is I've learned recently that how to optimizing your hunger specifically can eventually lead to a reduction in screen time. So yeah, so basically there's certain hormones and chemicals that you should never eat, or that you should pay attention to, and it's your glucose and insulin. And basically, whenever you eat highly processed foods, glucose and insulin is messed with in some sort of way that isn't irreversible, so you could fix it, but it does last about, I've heard about, like, a week on average, or like a few days at least. And if you've been eating highly processed foods for, like, basically your entire life, then it's probably going to take about a week or two, like, realistically, I would have to assume. So yeah, I would try to specifically not eat more healthy in a sense, but stop eating highly processed foods for, like, a week or two. Just make that your goal. Genuinely stop eating highly processed foods and only eat whole foods, even if it's, like, shit, like rice, whatever, like, carbs fuck up your brain, whatever, like whatever. It's not about that. It's literally just about getting rid of highly processed foods. Especially, this is super useful, especially if you're trying to lose weight. But this will lead to a better diet, which will lead to better hormones, which will lead to better mental state, which will lead to you being in a better mental state to reduce your screen time and to eventually turn it into productive screen time, right? So cut out highly processed foods, only eat whole foods, right? Because your glucose and insulin levels, they're probably cooked, alright? And yeah, guys, yeah, that's basically it, to be honest. Hope you guys do well. See ya. Alright, bye. I hope that information helped you, and yeah, hope you do well.